Hey guys, you're listening to The Horror Show with Sean and Joe. This is Felissa Rose. Be afraid, very afraid.
Awesome.
Hello everybody and welcome to The Horror Show, a show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror related events. I am Sean.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to 2016. My equipment's falling apart. Welcome to 2016, everyone.
Yeah.
I think our last episode was actually in 2016.
The second part of the standings?
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't. So welcome to 2016. Thank you guys all for, we didn't give, I don't know if we gave a real proper thank you to everyone for the last year, but thank you everyone for
definitely
listening and downloading and telling people and leaving us comments, and somehow people like us, and that is bizarre. Completely bizarre. I mean, I don't think people really get it when they realize like this was literally like a whim.
Yeah.
Like it was just like,
so you and me talking,
do it,
and recording ourselves.
Like we had no reason why we wanted to do it, just to hear ourselves.
Just want to try,
yeah. And
here we are, 1 year later.
1 year later, holy shit! Much to the chagrin of our loved ones, who we kick out of the house once a week, so we can talk about movies. So 2015. It's only fitting you start the year with like a recap, and we're going to talk about our favorite movies released in 2015.
Horror movies.
Horror movies, yes.
Obviously.
Yes, obviously.
We're a horror show.
Yeah, we, imagine if our list was like, Boyhood. I don't even know what year that was.
It didn't come out this year.
I don't know anything about current cinema except for horror movies, and that's pathetic. It really is. It's actually not good. It's uncultured, and I'm just an idiot. So, I thought this year was fucking awesome. A lot of weird dark horses in there.
Yeah.
A lot of major ones that fucking sucked.
It was pretty good. I actually thought last year was a little more solid, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe. I'd have to go back and think. It was pretty good. I mean, this one, I can't really think of like major releases this year, actually. The major releases were horrible.
I have one on my list that was a major release.
What? Oh, don't tell me. That would be imagine if you were just like...
Show's over.
Oh, yeah. You just tell me? That makes no sense. Why would I ever ask that? A major release? I don't know. Oh. I think I know. No, I don't. Okay. Anyway. So we're going to do our top 10. We're going to talk about some of our least favorite and some other items, just to fill up time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Frankly, we're still in holiday mode, so you're going to have to excuse us the next two episodes, and we'll kick right back off after 2 weeks with some normal shows that you're used to hearing. But I'm really excited about those new shows. People have been giving us a lot of feedback of movies they want to hear. And I'm kind of excited. I mean, it was just a weird string for us this last couple months where it was like Trovember, and we watched some other bad movies, and we were on a really bad movie streak. And it's going to be exciting to talk about something like Nightmare on Elm Street, or that somebody recommended to us, one of our fans.
Someone just recommended The Gate, which is a childhood classic.
Yep, that's awesome. I'm just really excited to get back to some of the some good movies where we can just discuss them.
Yes.
Like gentlemen, and not be like, oh, remember that scene where I almost threw up? Yeah, that was bad. That was fucking terrible. Remember when they played scenes out of order? Yeah, that was fucking awful. So, without further ado, we're going to start off with my list. This is Sean. I guess you got to go from 10 up, right? Yeah.
Dude, only a real asshole would start with their number one. So the listeners just waiting, hanging on to hear what your not so favorite movie was.
All right. My number 10, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Okay.
Did you have a chance to watch
I
that?
did. Well, I'll let you talk about it, but I'll throw my 2 cents in. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as everybody else did. I thought I wanted to like it more.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautifully shot. I just wanted more from it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you to an extent. I don't think it was, like, the artsy side of it I wasn't thrilled with, but just the idea was really cool. I liked the setting a lot.
I like the setting. I like the black and white. Like I said, I said this on my letterbox. I didn't hate the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
Good music, too.
It was good music. I just wanted a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you like about it, though? Enough to make it in your top 10?
I don't really know. It's just the overall atmosphere of the whole thing. And you know what's crazy? A lot of vampire movies this year that were under the radar.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
There was a bunch. There's some of that didn't make my list, but they all kind of had their different take on them. And loved them all. But
I do love that Girl Walks Home Alone, blah, 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 was made by an Iranian female director, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's a insane. It's so good. And I'm pretty sure that was released by Elijah Wood's company.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they picked it up. They are picking up all the good shit.
Yeah, good for
except
them.
that weird Toad Road movie.
Oh, was that them?
Yeah.
Holy shit,
That
I
was like
forgot
one of
about
their
that.
first ones.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was kind of a bust, but really depressing. Makes you want to kill yourself. like the way Requiem for a Dream does. It just leaves you dead inside, and you're just what's life?
Right.
That's what Toad Road was. Like, what am I doing? It's fucking terrible.
That is.
But Girl Walks Home Alone, and I feel like when you do a top 10 list, your like low level ones are so interchangeable with everything else you watch.
I couldn't agree more.
Just depending on your
it goes up
mood.
to like the top 3. And
Like,
then
honestly, like one of my honorable mentions was Turbo Kid, but I kicked it off because I was like, is it horror?
not
But
truly horror. Yeah.
I think it is. I mean, people's heads were exploding.
Yeah.
So
Why not?
you don't see that in.
It's hard too, because then when you watch sci-fi movies, they could be lumped in too, and it's tough sometimes.
It is. And Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse was up there.
Never had a chance to check that one out.
Holy crap. It was so good.
Yeah?
I don't care what anyone says. It was amazing. Big zombie boobies. And
Sold.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess kind of a spoiler, not really, but a zombie dick that gets ripped off like an elastic band.
I like that might be a spoiler. Oh, you ruined it for me.
I know.
I was wondering if anyone's dick was going to be ripped off.
Oh, well, you'll see it, and it's incredible. Yeah, it was so good. It's so funny. And good soundtrack. Like, there was money behind it. Like, I really like independent movies. Like, I like that weird level of independent that horror is, like, at right now.
Yeah.
Where it's not, like, trauma independent, where you're like, oh, boy. Like, this is not good.
Right.
But it's like this, like, lower level where they have a ton of money behind it, but they just don't have a major studio. And that's what Scout's Guide was, and it was so good. And a lot of these movies that I have on my list are kind of fall into that category, actually. Which is why horror's weird right now. But it's probably why horror's so good right now, too.
Definitely.
Not, like, the studios are like, I'm not going to make It Follows. And then somebody makes it, and they're like, oh, shit. This
Right.
movie fucking rules.
Exactly.
So, number 9, Creep.
Solid.
This movie was so fucking good.
I really liked it.
I couldn't.
That ending was chilling.
I couldn't handle it. Oh, and by the way, this is how you make a found footage movie. This is when found
Yep.
footage makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. There's 100%.
You know how they got the video?
150% a reason. It's perfect.
Yeah.
People, it's not hard to make a found footage movie. All you have to do is throw a scene at the beginning or end where somebody finds the goddamn tape and puts it in a VCR. That's all it takes.
I'm with
Spend
you.
the money.
We
Spend the
talked about that earlier in the year.
Oh my god, it's honestly such a pet peeve of mine, and I'll get into that later with the fucking gallows. Shit fest, the gallows. But yeah, Creep. That guy Mark
Duplass. Yep, from the league.
Dude, I will never look at him the same way again. And I'm sure he is an upstanding citizen to society, but he is a disgusting freak in this.
Nailed the role.
Terrifying.
Yep.
Terrifying. Like on a level of like maniac. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like,
he was
that
a maniac.
dude
Yeah.
fits the profile. Like, I don't want to meet that man ever. And
I'm
Mark
telling you,
Duplass, I don't ever want to see him again.
The last 5 minutes, like, it was just chilling.
Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal. So check that out. Is that on Netflix still?
Yeah, it was. That's where I watched
So
it. I'm not
everyone check
sure
that out if you can.
if it's still on.
Mm-hmm. That is totally, totally worth it. All right. We are flying through these. This might be one episode. Number 8, Krampus.
So you do have a studio movie on your list.
I do.
Okay.
Is that the studio you have?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot that was a studio movie. Very major studio movie. Did we ever talk about it on the show that we went and saw it together?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So fucking good. And it truly is like in that vein of like Gremlins, and it's a Christmas movie for me. Like annually I will be watching this.
Yeah.
It falls into that category for me, and it is so good. So good. And actually another Christmas movie that falls into my list now is A Christmas Horror Story.
That's on your list?
Did that happen to make your list? It's
No,
not on my list.
it did not.
It just barely missed it. Maybe because I was in
You
the
liked it a
Christmas
little more
spirit.
than I did.
Yeah, maybe because I was in the Christmas spirit. I don't know. There was definitely some flaws in it, but William Shatner at the end just saying like racially insensitive things.
William Shatner was great. The Krampus in that movie looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, for being a normal Krampus, but I mean the Krampus in
Blows it out of the water. It's night and day.
But that's because that dude, Michael Daughtry, is that his name? I don't know.
Sounds right.
Something like that. But he made Trick or Treat.
Yep.
Like, honestly, the perfect Halloween movie, possibly.
Yep.
And then he goes and makes this thing. And again, he just like reimagines a character that's been around for who knows how long.
Hundreds of years. Yeah.
And he takes it and does his own twist on it without ruining it.
Yeah, without desecrating the myth.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was so damn good. The acting was all good. And
The jokes were good. Pacing was good. It was
CGI
a
was
fun
good.
movie. Yeah.
Sometimes that takes it out. There was definitely a lot of physical special effects in it too, which I liked. Like
I'm glad they made your list because when I was making mine, I was reading other people's lists and like I never saw Krampus on it, and I was like, I think Krampus deserves its due.
Dude, I saw lists with some of the biggest turds in it I've ever seen. Okay, you know what? I was gonna get to this like halfway through after I got to my 6, but fuck it. I'm gonna talk about some of the movies that I saw that I absolutely fucking hated. The Gallows comes to mind. Major studio release. Fucking horseshit, dog shit. I can't even handle it. I can't even handle it. It was found footage and it takes place in a school, and it should have just been an MTV show because it's just kids that are like, they're not even in the school for a reason. Like it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
See, there might be something wrong with me because whenever I hear bad reviews like this, or when Jack Dracula puts terrible reviews up, I'm just like, man, I have to see this movie now.
Well, check it out because because it's not even. It's just so boring. It's so boring, and these kids all have cameras for no reason. They're committing. No, I'm not going to spoil it, but they're in the school not doing. They're not going to be doing anything nice in the school. They go into the school at night, and that's
right.
where all this transpires. And why would you bring cameras to film you doing illicit activity?
Stupid.
And all of them have them. There's like 6 cameras. What the fuck? Makes no sense whatsoever. It was so bad. And that made a lot of people's lists.
Did it?
A lot. Same with Unfriended, which was better, but not great by any means. But it was better. But I was worried we hadn't seen enough 2015 movies to do this episode. And then I saw these lists and I was like, oh, these people didn't watch these movies either. Like, if Unfriended makes your list, you didn't see anything.
I'm with you.
You didn't see anything that I'm about to talk about because it makes no sense. Another bad one was Bearing the X.
You know what? At the beginning of the year, I watched, I think, half of it, and I didn't care enough to finish it.
You started because it's Joe Dante. That's probably why you started.
That's right. Yes.
Because, it's Joe Dante.
Right. Legend.
Absolutely. Gremlins, The Burbs, The Howling, And then you start bearing the X and you want to kill yourself about 15 minutes in. It's appalling.
I did not like it. I could not make it through it.
It was so bad. And then some other notables, the Atticus Institute.
Nope, didn't see it. Sean's face.
Honestly,
the
if you want to take a nap for like an hour and a half, this is the perfect movie for you. It is the most... I can't say it's more boring than Willow Creek, but I think it is. Because unlike Willow Creek, where it's like found footage, this is like security camera footage, and nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. It's so bad. It's so bad. And then also the Lazarus Effect, which was a major release also with Olivia Wilde and Mark Duplass.
Yeah, that had big publicity.
And I wanted to see it really badly, and I regret that a lot. I was so excited to watch that. I popped that in thinking, this is it, man. And it was not. So stay away from those movies, guys. Although you might like them. I don't know. Maybe I'm the asshole.
Yeah, do whatever.
What do I know? What the fuck do I know? So back to our list, the good list. Number 7, Maggie, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and what's her name? Abigail Breslin. Did you check this out?
Yeah, I did not. And you kept recommending it to me. I never got a chance to see it.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
I know you're very high on it.
What
I was expecting it to be higher on your list, to be honest with you.
Dude, this list is basically all number ones. All these movies are so good. The greatest part about Maggie, so if you're not aware of it, it's a zombie movie with Arnold and his daughter is infected. And the best part about it to me was the way they portrayed the infection. So shit's going down, and they're kind of out in the rural community, but in the city, it's not like Walking Dead. Like, civilization is not done. Like, the police are still like reporting to houses. People are still living. The city is kind of a bigger mess.
Yeah.
But these rural areas are still fine. And not only that, but they have like prescription drugs for this virus.
Yeah.
That you can take, and like it helps. And there's like you see pamphlets, like medical pamphlets. And it's called like necrosis something. It's got some big long fancy medical name for the disease. There's like pamphlets about it, like what to do when your loved one has. And like you see these things, and they're not even main points in the movie. They're just like laying around. And I'm like, that attention to detail
that's
is
great.
Fucking awesome. And the idea that you don't just turn and it's this like long, almost set. It's like terminal illness. Is what I think it's supposed to represent in a way.
Cancer.
Honestly, I think it's supposed to like.
That's heavy.
I didn't look that far into it when I was watching it, so I probably just ruined it for anyone watching it after this because they'll just cry. But it's it's like this long drawn out process of turning into a zombie and the shit you can do to kind of like stave it off. And ultimately, there's like just this one solution. It's pretty fucking crazy, but great stuff. Dude, Arnold is so good in it.
I've heard that.
I honestly think it's like Arnold's best performance. Granted, he didn't talk for like half. It's just him walking around making sad faces. But when he does talk, it's not like, oh boy.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, it's not like Arnold screaming. It's just Arnold, family man Arnold. So that was my number 7. Number 6, He Never Died.
Fantastic.
This movie.
That came out of nowhere. I heard no hype for it.
It came out December 18th, I think was the day it came out. So it's pretty new.
Well,
Also why
it had like festival runs too, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But Henry Rollins plays.
You can't say it.
Can't say it. He's an immortal in one way or another.
His performance was so good. There's a speech at the end that I thought like it was like chill inducing. He killed it.
So when I put it on, I was like, I was honestly putting it off for a while. I knew I wanted to watch it, and I just kept putting it off. I was like, all right, I'll finally put it on. And one of the reasons was I've seen Henry Rollins, a musician.
Yeah.
I've seen his, what do you call that? Spoken word, which is incredible. It's great. But it is a level that I don't want to see in a movie. I don't want to see a guy being like breathing and walking around barefoot with his like fists clenched and like just bitching about everything. Like, I love his spoken word, but I was just like, this is going to be fucking bad. Like, and it is so good. And he is incredible.
Yeah. Totally shocking. Like, it came out of nowhere.
Incredible. And so funny too.
Yeah, it was definitely has some dark humor to it. And, and the gore and the violence was great.
I wish I could get in more in depth to it. I mean, you just need to check it out, and maybe we'll just start He Never Died appreciation.
I heard they're going to make it. There's going to be sequels or possibly a miniseries.
Lorena said that they were going to do a miniseries, and after searching, I did find that, and Henry Rollins is in on it, which might change my mind about it, because it seemed to me like it was going to be. When our listener Lorena told us about it, it seemed like it was I could just see it being a CW show with like tweens and using this concept and like just stealing it and being like, he never died. And it's just this shitty CW show that runs for 6 years. And you just hear about it every once in a while. And you're like, what the fuck? Who watches the CW?
I do.
I know. But if Henry Rollins is in on it, and they go to cable, I'd be maybe interested. I don't know.
Oh, I would be. Yeah,
it could be interesting.
So many possibilities.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know if they could pull it off or not. A sequel, I need though.
I love the reveal.
Yes, I need more though. Regardless, I just want a little bit more. I wish it was like 4-hour movie. No, I don't. I'd be so mad.
Are you sure?
It'd
Yeah.
be on the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch Henry Rollins for 4 hours. I know everything. Number 5. This one probably gonna rub people the wrong way. It Follows.
Why would that rub them the wrong way? Too low?
Everyone has it as 1.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
1 or 2. But it's good.
It's not my 1 or 2.
It's crazy good.
I loved it.
But it's not, I don't know. Like, after watching it, and I don't think it was the hype, because I don't believe in hype. So, well, there's something to be said about hype. You can totally get your hopes up. But I don't think you could say a movie's bad because the hype was there. But it definitely wasn't, I don't know. It just didn't strike me as... Listen, the big thing was everyone was like, it's such an original idea. Horror has never seen anything like this. It's incredible. Totally. I agree. However, my list is full of shit that's completely like original. Creep, totally original. And fucking insane. Although I guess maybe it's not because it's just a...
Yeah. I don't know if Creep's... I would say He Never Died is a
He Never
example.
Died is original. Bone Tomahawk, original.
You spoil your list?
No. Well, maybe. Listen, guys. Stung. That's not original. Okay, so I'm running out of ideas here. So maybe it is original. Maybe that is something to be said. I did love it, though. Music was great, as a lot of our listeners pointed out.
Disaster Piece did the soundtrack.
So good. Maybe I should just rewatch it, but it was really good. Do you have any thoughts on it? I mean...
Oh, I liked it a lot. I thought it was effective. I thought it was creepy. I thought it was a good story.
Yeah. I agree. It was really good. Who's the main girl in that? Is that Micah Monroe, who is from The Guest.
Yes.
She's awesome.
Yes, she is.
Give her more stuff. All right, number 4, and already spoiled. Bone Tomahawk. A Western cannibal...
Dude,
movie.
That movie was so well made.
That movie was well made with some shit that I was just bravo. When you tie loose ends in a movie for me, bravo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say some stuff, so it might be a spoiler. So just skip ahead like 2 or 3 minutes. The noise, because this, I just have to explain this because it like
I
it
love
just blew
this.
my mind that they did this because it made a lot of sense. These I don't know what you want to call them, indigenous people
Sure.
that they're hunting. They're kind of like Native American cannibal type characters. They have this scream that is insanely loud, like you can hear it for miles. not of this earth. It doesn't sound like.
Right.
Like I was like,
It
are these
sound like
people
aliens. Yes.
That's what I thought. I was like, are these people aliens? And then I was like, this movie might be losing me, but I was still on board. And then later, we discover that it's these things that they stick into their throat, and it's like it looks very ritualistic.
Yeah.
And it produces this noise for them, and it's incredible.
That's how they like alert each other or call each other. Yeah.
And to tie that together and to give me a solid answer, other than just like, man, they just make the noise, which they could have done because so many movies,
So many would
pull
have
that
done
shit.
it. Yeah.
Like they're just like, nah, it is what it is. Just take it.
Yeah.
To have them explain that was fucking awesome, and really like tied everything together for that movie. That movie is very long though.
It is long, but I enjoyed like the setup, the first hour setup of just having it be a Western and then just taking a complete 90-degree turn and be like, holy shit.
Tons of gore.
That one scene, man.
Love the ending. Love the ending.
There is one scene that's so brutal to me that it's just like, I thought about it for days after seeing it.
Yeah. And I love Kurt Russell so much.
Me too. One of my favorite actors ever.
Yeah. He needs something. He needs some type of award.
Yeah.
Like
Lifetime achievement. Yeah.
Maybe he
The
should
Stannies?
Maybe he should be our Valentine this year.
Dude, I am on board.
And all right.
I'll just watch used cars over and over again.
He's so good in that.
Trust me, dude. I'm not lying when I say he's one of my favorite actors of all time.
He's so good. Overboard.
I love Overboard.
Overboard's like one of the funniest.
Captain Ron.
of all time. Oh my god. Overboard though, he's such an asshole, and his kids are such shitheads, and he just doesn't care. Like his kids do the most appalling things in Overboard, and he's like, Goldie Hawn complains, and he's like, "What do you want me to do about it? It's fine." The kid's just doing what he does. I'm like, what the fuck?
Can we please do Kurt Russell? Mm-hmm. Even though he has like 2 horror movies.
Well, let's see. We could throw in
He has The Thing, The Escapes. He has Big Trouble in Little China.
That is, I would definitely categorize that as a horror movie. The fucking guy shoots lightning out of his fingertips.
Yeah. And it has Low Pan.
Low Pan. Let's just take a look at his
he changes from
Death Proof.
Yep.
Stargate.
The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes.
Forrest Gump's a horror movie, if you ask me.
Wait.
Fucking nightmare.
Who's he? Oh, he's Elvis.
Oh, is that?
Is he even credited? Is he?
He's credited. Where'd he go? Forrest Gump. Or did I just make that up? I literally just thought I saw it. Yeah. Elvis Presley voice uncredited. Oh shit! Oops. Hey, funny thing. He played Elvis Presley in a TV movie in 1979.
Yeah, he did.
So, Used Cars, Escape from New York. Okay. The Thing. Big Trouble in Little China. We'll talk about Overboard because it's the best. I would talk about
Tango and Cash.
I was about to say Backdraft is so good.
Yep. Talk about so many movies that aren't horror.
Escape from LA. That'll be in there.
Does it have to be?
Yeah, it really does have to be. Or else that's going to be the shortest thing. Oh wait, he's in the new Poseidon. Ugh. Was he in the original? No. Okay. I love Poseidon. Death Proof. Bone Tomahawk. Well,
I'm still on board. He was in The fucking Thing.
I think I am too. I just read that he's rumored to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I will fucking.
Yeah, I think he's going to play Star Lord. What's his name?
Star Lord.
Yeah, Star Lord's dad.
Oh well, it's incredible. So, do we want to just talk about Kurt Russell for the rest of the show?
I do, kind of, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, February, put it in the books, or maybe we'll just have a Kurt Russell appreciation episode. It doesn't make sense. He's been in like 4 horror movies. Oh my god. I hate us. All right. Next up on my list. We Are Still Here.
Awesome. Barbara Crampton.
She was so good. This movie, I started at night one night in my new house and I turned it off. I was so fucking scared.
The atmosphere was
very eerie.
Yes.
It ended up not being so scary, but those opening scenes, like it was night. I was in my house, brand new in May, and I was like, I'm going to turn this off. It's safe. It's safe bet. I'm going to turn this off and not shit my pants in my sleep tonight. When I hear like something turn on.
It was a very nice homage to Fulci's House by the Cemetery.
Yeah, total throwback to now Fulci's movie.
Yes.
What are the comparisons on that?
That's exactly the same.
Oh, is it?
No, not exactly, but like there's something in the house in the basement, and like the creatures kind of look similar.
Really?
Yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't seen
Now
it.
Fulci did Demons.
No, that was Bava, and Argento produced it. Fulci did Zombie. He did The Beyond, House by the Cemetery.
Zombie and Demoni, I just get mixed up.
Because we had the eye at the end for no reason.
They just take an American word and throw an eye at the end. Doesn't count, guys. Doesn't work that way. It's got to be a completely different word if you're in another language. Shitheads.
Zombie.
That's so rude.
Zombie 2 is the correct title. This is the first one.
I can't even get into that. That pisses me off so bad to try and track that down. Like when I just want to look something up on it, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna punch in zombie, and it like pulls up 3 other movies that are not zombie. And you're like, all right, it's Zombie 2, and then it's like Zombie 2 from
I know.
something else. It's got like 6 names,
I know.
and none of them are accurate. And how did they get away with that?
He capitalized off Dawn of the Dead. That's why he did it.
It was so weird. He was like, he made a sequel to a movie he had no rights to make a sequel.
I love Fulci.
Imagine if that was just like Italy though, back then.
Right.
With their no rules and killing animals.
We
Like,
should start doing that.
We should just make sequels to movies. Like, hey, I really liked The Guest. I'm just going to make a sequel to it. The Guest 2.
You have to call it something different. You
Right,
have to call it something
right.
unrelated.
So it'd be like The Stranger 2. The Guy 2.
the guy too. That's perfect.
Yeah, because they just take the monster.
But you can't say the. It just has to be Guy 2.
Oh yeah, Guy 2. Man 2.
But it has to be spelled GUI.
Oh my god, we could do that with so many of these movies. All right, that would be so good. Guy 2. The unannounced sequel to the Guest. The sequel no one wanted. So We Are Still Here is really good. Ghost movie. I'd say there's a bunch of twists in it. Not like twist, but a lot of nice plot reveals that you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Real big throwback. Love these old school ideas of just like towns that just kind of cover things up. Like, trying to think of an example of some older ones. It kind of like Children of the Cornish, like people know about this town run by children and everyone's just like, yeah, don't go to that town.
Right.
Instead of stopping them.
Yeah, it's almost like a Twilight Zone episode.
And killing them. Yeah, it's like a town.
Stopping them, yeah.
It's like a town that knows, or like, an area that knows this, and you're just like, yeah.
Have at
That's
it.
what we live with.
Yeah.
This is what we live with daily. So, yeah, whatever.
There's one scene involving a car in that movie. A girl driving. That was, I love that scene.
That was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, and the special effects were really good for a pretty low budget, it seems like. I liked the ghouls, if you want to call them, ghosts. All right, number 2, Wormwood, Road of the Dead.
Don't hate me. I never saw it.
Australian movie. It is so damn good. So damn good. If you're going to go post-apocalyptic, go the Mad Max route.
Oh, is that it? You compare it to Mad Max?
Yeah. They called it that. I mean, they even self-proclaimed it that. They called it Mad Max meets Dawn of the Dead.
I've heard nothing but good things about
and
it.
it truly is. I mean, it's just like the zombie outbreak happens and they're like, all right, let's fix this car. And they literally turn it into a Mad Max car with like spikes and shit. Like in a night.
Does it have a man playing a guitar while strapped to the hood of a truck?
It does not.
Damn it.
What is that from?
The new Mad Max movie.
Oh, the new one. Oh, yeah, I was thinking the
It's
old
a guy
one.
fucking shredding.
Oh, yeah, that would be incredible. Or just giant drums on the back of a truck. Guys just banging them out.
That guy might be my favorite character of 2015.
But Wormwood is so good. So good.
Number 2, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was incredible. It was so fucking funny. These Australians... No. It's not Australian, I think. I think it's New Zealand.
New Zealand has the horror game on lock these last 2 years.
That's why I realized it's New Zealand, because let me just look at my review of it. Oh, I didn't mention anything, so that's good. It might be Australia, New Zealand, whatever. So fucking good. And they know how to like implement humor without, they do that Evil Dead humor, like Housebound, where it like doesn't take away from anything scary or horror about the movie. It's not like yuck, 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 elbowing. It's just these like insanely funny things that they just do, and you just like fucking die laughing, and then somebody gets decapitated in the next scene, and you're like totally, and it's not disjointed.
I
makes
agree.
perfect sense, you know. And Wormwood definitely falls into that.
We're positive it's New Zealand.
I'm not. I have no idea. I think it's Australian.
We'll just look it up real quick.
Now, speaking of that, you might want to look up this one too. Is Deathgasm? What is Deathgasm?
So Wormwood is Australian. Deathgasm.
I think
I'm pretty sure it's New Zealand. Deathgasm is New Zealand.
Okay.
Didn't you have Housebound as your number one last year?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you have Deathgasm as your number one.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
So New Zealand's just taking the spots, man.
Oh boy.
Remember
They're taking our gerbs.
Remember at my stag, Paul called out some guy to you the second you walked in for not liking Housebound. It's such an awkward thing.
Fun fact: this guy, Joe Stag, I walked in. I see Paul. He calls me over. I walk over to him, and Paul just says, "Hey, this guy hates Housebound." And I was like, you know, as if like, I made the movie or give a shit like what people like or don't like. I could care less. Honestly, if you came up to me and said Evil Dead is like a big pile of shit, I'd be like,
yeah, that's the beauty of talking about movies.
All right. Like, what do you want me to tell you? And so Paul tells me this guy hates Housebound, and the guy's just standing there, and he's like, and I'm like, I was like, oh, why didn't you like it? And he's like, oh, it's too New Zealand for me. And I was like, fair enough. This conversation's over. That's the end of it. And this guy actually said, oh, I know you know your shit, so I might be wrong. And I had to be like, no, you're not wrong. You can hate anything you want.
It's things called opinions.
Don't worry about it. And also, I am an idiot. I'm an idiot. You should never listen to me. Don't ever listen to me.
But it's just such a funny thing to do.
It's such
Somebody walks in.
It's such a bizarre thing to do.
You shame someone for not liking a movie.
And
keep in mind, it's somebody that neither of you really knew that well.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Paul didn't really know. The funny part about that story, though, is me and Joe talked about this last week before we recorded. Was that a Phil Sims-ism? We talked about it.
We talked about last week.
So we discussed this, but we were saying because Housebound's going to be remade into a U.S. film, or a U.S. company bought the rights.
Yeah,
I forget which one, and they were talking about remaking it, and this was honestly months after it was released.
Yeah.
Internationally. And it just seemed really odd because the movie was so fucking good. Like, why remake it just because they have weird accents? Like, I thought they were pretty cool accents and everything kind of hit home. Like, I was not confused ever.
Yeah.
There was no lingo that I was like, I don't understand this. This movie makes no sense. And so it made no sense to me. And then when I met this guy that Paul shamed, he said it was too New Zealand. I couldn't really get it. Like, it just didn't click with me because their accents and their weird humor. And I was like, oh, this is why people remake movies.
Yeah.
And now I give it a little more credit. I don't think this one needs to be remade, but I get it. There's people out there that do not want to listen to
accents or read subtitles or things like that.
Yeah, so it makes sense. And speaking of that, just totally off topic. I would listen to a interview with Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Or it was a Comic-Con panel. And he was talking about the Evil Dead show, Ash versus the Evil Dead. And there is no Army of Darkness references. They can't reference Army of Darkness or the plot line to Army of Darkness.
Don't have the rights?
Yeah. 3 stories, 3 movies, 3 different companies. And they said it's a miracle that they even got the 2 companies together to make the fucking show. They're like, honestly, the fact that the show is out is nothing short of a miracle because this is a legal headache. And I was like, that's so weird. And Bruce Campbell goes on to say, or it was either Bruce or Sam Raimi. He was like, So he's like, so give people slack sometimes when you see a movie or a sequel and you're like, why are they doing that? He's like, there's a lot of legal issues behind these movies where they have to remove things because they don't technically own them.
That's nuts.
And I was like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and all these directors have to eat shit from people online like, hey, why'd you change this? I love this.
You sold out.
You're ruining my childhood. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, people just try to make money and make a movie, a decent movie. But anyway, I just thought that was pertinent. Just that whole subjective thing comes up.
So number one,
Deathgasm, the New Zealand death metal horror movie, black metal horror movie that melted my
fucking
heart.
Shredded.
Just melted my fucking heart. So goddamn funny.
Even my wife was like, I think I really like that.
It was so good. It was so absurd. So absurd. I mean, I had my qualms with some of the weird, some of the storyline stuff. Yeah. But fuck the storyline. It was incredible.
The the music references in it just like amped me up every time. Every single time.
It's kind of like we talk about when I was a kid and you'd hear wrestling on TV
exactly
in another show and you'd be like, they're talking to me.
Exactly.
Like hearing anal cunt in a movie. I was like, who references anal cunt?
Exactly. That movie felt like it was made for me. Like solely for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not
holy shit, there's corpse paint and cattle decapitation CDs being shown.
I'm not as into that as Joe is, but like I remember downloading Anal Cunt from Napster, and
I own an actual hard copy of an Anal Cunt CD.
And you should throw that out. But like I remember downloading it from Napster, and I was thinking like this is probably borderline illegal. Like, well, it was illegal to download the music, but I meant borderline illegal to own Anal Cunt music because it was just so fucking offensive.
Their song titles are out of control.
They're so ridiculous, and I remember thinking it must have been so underground and it was so illicit, and it's kind of
it was just noise. Nobody actually enjoyed listening to them. There's nobody that likes.
And it kind of stayed that way my whole life, even up until like now. Like I'm still like, who knows who Anal Cunt is? Like, and really, maybe no one does, but it's bigger than
pretty much everyone from Eastern knows because all Paul would do is play it.
I mean, from in high school, no one knew. Like if you brought up Anal Cunt, people were like,
probably like 4 kids knew.
Yeah. So that was kind of my mindset. So like in a way, like when I heard it, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like this kid is not only referencing Anal Cunt, but they're showing an Anal Cunt CD cover in the movie.
I know. And
he's embarrassed by it. He's like, hey, you don't want to listen to that.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was so good. And besides that, the actual movie is just solid.
Good gore, good kills, good laughs.
That dude.
I laughed super hard at that scene with the cousin.
Do you know if, oh my God, there's so many scenes in that were just so good. The church stuff.
Yep. Fucking dildos being used as weapons.
Yeah. I mean, and we bash some of the things I don't like about trauma movies are like these like obscene things that are just over the top. But what I've learned from the movies I've watched, because there was a lot of obscene shit that I saw in these, there's a way to do it without...
Yeah, it's called moderation.
Yeah, without offending everyone. And this is it. And like using a dildo as a weapon was incredible. And I was so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Deathgasm's my number 1.
Fantastic.
And that is my list. I'll run through.
You want to run through it?
Yeah. Number 10, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Number 9. But I hate that title. I almost want to take it off my top 10.
Because of the title?
I just stumbled over it and now I'm embarrassed. It's like when you get mad at somebody and try to kick somebody's ass after you trip. Like in elementary school. Like you trip and somebody laughs, so you beat the shit out of them. Like it's their fault.
Classic.
Number 9, Creep. Number 8, Krampus. Number 7, Maggie. Number 6, He Never Died. Number 5, It Follows. Number 4, Bone Tomahawk. Number 3, We Are Still Here. Number 2, Wormwood. Number 1, Deathgasm.
It's a solid list, man.
Yeah.
I know you're not as big of a degenerate gambler as I am, but we should figure out a way to like bet on our list for next year, like to see if who has the same in the same spots or some shit. Should do that.
That is good. That is good. We should have our readers guess our top 10 list. They'll just pick a New Zealand for number 1 and be right.
Anything from New Zealand next year? Yeah.
Sean's an idiot. Some movies I do want to give honorable mention to. So I watched so many movies from 2015.
I know you did.
I watched.
See, I usually I'd be right up there with you, but I had the wedding and all that going on.
Yeah,
So.
no. I watched 47 movies from 2015, which is ridiculous. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. So good. So funny. Turbo Kid. Final Girls. Joe did not like, but I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Christmas Horror Story. I love. The Editor.
Another one I didn't see or heard great things about.
Probably should have been on my list. It is one of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen. And they do. So I started the movie. I didn't read the description. I had no idea what it was about. And I started it and, I just wrote a note for cause I do the letterboxd reviews and I was like, I can't forget to say this as if I would forget because the whole movie is it. But I wrote, this is, oh fuck. I'm going to blank on this Italian director name. What's that Italian director's name?
Which one?
Suspiria. Argento. I wrote, this is so Argento, it hurts. Because like these opening scenes are just like literally straight out of Argento.
All bright and shit.
And then it turns out it is a spoof of Argento movies.
Oh, really?
It is a straight up spoof. Dude, I'm pretty sure they dubbed. These are all American actors and they dubbed in American voices over it.
Really?
It seemed out of sync. There's one character. You know how they have those voices? It's like, oh, hey, Marco. Like, they talk like that? Yeah. That's how they talk in the fucking movie. And it is amazing. It is amazing. It's so fucking good.
So my list is next week, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be a last minute change.
Dude, it is so good. Stung, great. Let's see. Final Girl was really good. The Gift was really good. These are all just Green Inferno. I didn't even have on my list. Spring, Clown, which came out like last January.
Yeah.
Or not last January, but like,
you know what? Green Inferno does deserve an honorable mention. Like, I know a lot of people shit all over it. It's not in my top 10, but it's not that terrible.
So yeah, and like I said, there's like this area, like all these movies I'm mentioning could have been swapped out for like 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
At will. At any point. That's really it. And Let Us Pray. Check that out if anyone can. It's a Irish horror movie.
I saw that the other day. I didn't love it.
I didn't love it, but it's
okay.
Interesting.
It's like a more brutal assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, it is very weird.
Did not like the end.
I'm an Irish guy. Not a fan of the end at all. At all. And The Hallow was actually really good too, which is also Irish. So go Irish people. You'll get to that New Zealand level eventually. Let me stop being drunks. Just kidding. Can I say that because I'm like Irish? No, I can't. Still offensive. Okay, good. We just got the nod from our producer, aka my conscience, my filter that's never on until after my statements. So that's it. That's my list. And that's a wrap for this episode. I think it is long enough. I think next week we have Joe's episode.
Yeah.
He'll be doing his top 10. We'll be talking about viewer top 10 and we'll
talk about some shit.
Probably talk about Kurt Russell for another 30 minutes.
Oh God. I forgot we were talking about that.
Yeah, I just realized why our episode actually made the time.
Why it's so long. Yeah. Talk about bullshit.
Oh my gosh, guys. Thank you all so much for listening, downloading, reviewing. You guys are the best. If you want to support us, just spread the word and leave us a review on iTunes. If you do, make sure you send me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com. And just tell me what name you used and I'll send you some stickers in the mail. Yeah, free stickers. Also, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/IHateHorror. Is that correct? Facebook.com/IHateHorror. I'm on Twitter @IHateHorrorShow.
I'm @JoV421.
And that's it. We're on iTunes, Stitcher. Check it out. Do we have anything else to do? No house cleanup?
No.
So, for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.